Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Marvel Multiverse game. We are here with a very special session today, as Scheherazade, a number of sessions ago, mysteriously disappeared, and today we get to see what they've been up to. So I'm going to introduce all of our players. I'm going to throw it over to Tali to start.
Hey everybody, my name is Tali. You of course know me. I'm going to be playing Scheherazade today, and I use the they and them pronouns.
All right, we'll throw it
And
over to.
Briar.
Hi. My name is Briar, they them pronouns for me, and today I'll be playing Storm, goddess of weather. And I believe today, damsel in distress. And I'll pass it over to Sam.
Yeah. Hello, friends, family, kinfolk, and comrades of all kind. I'm Sam, also known as Wraither in some places, and today I'm going to be playing the Eternal Gilgamesh. And I'll pop it over to you, audience. Put your name in chat. No, I'm gonna popcorn it to Cyrus.
Crazy.
Say your words.
Wild.
All right, yeah, let's do this one more time. Hi, I'm Cyrus. I use the they, the thems, and the he pronouns if you're feeling a little spicy and you think I look handsome today. And about a couple weeks ago, I was bit by a radioactive spider named Sean and asked to play in this game. So I'm gonna be the one and only Spider-Man, Miles Morales to be exact.
Hell yeah. I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm going to be playing as everybody else today. And without further ado, we are going to get into it. So we get a the first page of our issue, which I believe we're on issue 5. Could be wrong. We get like this vast expanse of space, and as it begins to move, we see all of these like asteroids floating, but also derelict satellites, pieces of buildings that have been ripped off of planets from far away and dragged here, and we see just kind of like this field of just waste and destruction, and it is kind of held in suspension between the ever battling polarity of two black holes that are constantly pulling everything in this field in opposite directions. And as we kind of like zoom in, we get a caption that says the exoteric latitude. And our vantage point tightens, and we see that there is an unconscious body that is kind of actually not even laying, just kind of floating in the middle of this void. Until suddenly, as it gets closer, we see that this is the unconscious body of Miles Morales. And you, in a cold sweat, are kind of like shaken awake and begin to look around, and for the first time, kind of take in your surroundings. Having just come from your world, just minutes ago, seconds ago, even in your mind, you were fighting Norman Osborn with the Necrosword. And now you have woken up and you are free floating in deep space.
Uh, Hello? There wouldn't be anybody around who would happen to know the nearest train to New York.
You hear a voice from behind you that says, "Oh, good, you can breathe." And as you look around, you see that there is a 6'2" Viking-looking woman with long red hair and kind of like Norse rune face paint, with a big sword that she is like dragging flint across and sharpening, kind of sitting on an asteroid rock.
So I assume this is your place, or
What's your name, kid?
Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man.
You've 100% nailed this. I'm loving this. Yeah, and Angela looks back and says, "Oh, we're using our made-up names." Angela. Um, well, to get you up to speed, you were probably stabbed by a really long, creepy sword. And does that track with you?
Yeah, big long sword fight with Norman Osborn. What is it about the sword, by the way?
It was created by a symbiote god billions of years ago, and it is kind of a living abyss. And those who get stabbed by it are ported to some other dimension, which it seems like that's where we ended up.
And this god that made it billions of years ago, did he happen to lose it in an office liquidation that Norman Osborn just so happened to buy it at?
It's a little more complicated than that. Seems that he, in every universe he exists in, picks a wielder to do his bidding. But because he exists across several timelines and is a god, he has awareness of himself in every other timeline. And it seems that somebody in this timeline has pissed him off so badly that he is bringing in every single sword wielder from every other universe to converge on this one.
And what universe are you from?
This is Earth 757. You're from.
Yeah, I think he just sits floating, hand on chin, like yes, yes, I understand exactly.
It's 100%. It's the meme of like
Yes,
the Spider-Man thinking. Yeah, it's amazing. So, and we get a caption next to your face that says Miles Morales parentheses Earth 8-B has no clue what's going on. And we are going to cut away to the next page where we see the Library of Alexandria captioned as such. And there's also a caption that says, how long has it been? We're going to say it says 3 days ago. And we see Scheherazade late at night after everyone has gone to sleep, doing research, trying to figure out how to undo the tragic events that happened on Krakoa. What's going through your mind right now, Scheherazade? You are muted.
What is going through Scheherazade's mind is thinking about how lovely the evening had started, and how drastic of a change had been taken, and being a little furious at the X-Men, given their track record of how could they so flippantly kick Zydia out, but mostly focused on how can with all my power and all my knowledge, surely there must be a way that like I can correct this error. There must be some way I can save Aurora.
And as you're thinking and diligently and determined, you are researching and you pull up on your database that there is an article about a faraway planet called Clintar. And every known resource says that this is the current homeworld of Null, the god of the symbiotes. It has been unfound by it's most people have absolutely no idea where it is or how to get to it, but there is rumor that coordinates to Clintar were last known to be in the possession of an entity known as the Collector. And as you are kind of pulling up all of this information, you hear a voice from behind you that says, "I told you once before, old friend, your arms are too short to box with God."
Hello, Victor. She kind of still lowers her eyelids a little bit and turns around, kind of crosses her arms and puts the book down.
And we see Victor, who is in a cloak, but it is actually like a fur cloak, and his helmet, his mask is much more like geometric and a little bit more polished. And he is wearing a tunic that has like gold accents on it, as he was also a guest in attendance at the Hellfire Gala.
Have you come to rub it in?
On the contrary, it seems as if I may have underestimated you and your determination to set things right.
Victor Von Doom admitting a wrong. I'm glad we are in the library so that I may record this.
Science is not knowing all of the answers. It is the process of finding them.
Human race, always full of surprises. I would suppose that you've come to help then. In my endeavor, are we about to team up, Victor?
Strange that you would be so immediately willing given all that we have been through together. But
The age,
it does
the
seem
ages are long.
true.
Forgiveness is short.
Well, as you know, someone we both care about, in possibly different ways, has disappeared. And I don't think that you could tell that he's like having a really hard time getting this out because asking for help is just not a thing that he does. And he goes, I would like your assistance.
She'll very gently and gingerly kind of put her hand over his hand and like give a warm smile, and be like, all you ever needed to do was ask.
It has to be just you, though. I don't necessarily trust that the rest of your compatriots will be as quick to forgive as you are. And I can't be traveling with liabilities on such an important mission.
I will agree to your terms. I believe that you and I should be enough to get done what needs to be done.
I believe you may be right, but to be sure, it's good to assess all available contingencies. You have a friend who might be able to help us. And it seems, with recent events, that he is going to be here in Earthrealm soon from his sojourn into the depths of space. Perhaps he can assist us.
What I know based on his context that he's talking about Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
I think there's like a giddy excitement. She kind of claps her hands. She's still wearing her dress from like the Hellfire Gal Ball, so she like takes off her like heels and very gingerly goes over to the bookshelf and she looks for a very, very old book that has like Sumerian written on the side of it and pulls off a thing and blows on it. You can see like the symbol of Gilgamesh and she like holds it to her chest and says, "The hero." And puts it in her bag and goes and stands next to Victor while holding her heels.
And we have like cut immediately away from that, and we see hours later, ... as Gilgamesh is standing in front of Asgard's Reach, the ship that Hellhound and Kid Loki have been flying around with the Asgardians of the Galaxy in. Boarding that ship are the Olive Guardians, the bookkeepers, as they are going into space to try and follow the coordinates that Scheherazade left behind. And I think that what we see is we see the ship take off with Gilgamesh kind of standing on the platform watching it take off. And as it takes off, a portal opens up behind him. And out of the portal, Scheherazade and Doctor Doom step onto the platform.
Yeah, as you know, the plane leaves, I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, dang, I miss the ages when Sumerian was a common language, you know. Everyone knew Sumerian. A language that everyone knew. Sumerian, good language. English makes no sense to me. As I hear their steps, it's like, who steps through first?
I think that Scheherazade steps through first. In fact, I almost feel like Doom maybe doesn't immediately step through. Like he maybe lets Scheherazade temper the room first.
Yeah.
And it's been a couple days, right, since the last panel.
It's probably been like 12 hours because this is actually
12
picking
hours.
up right where Gilgamesh's episode left off.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
immediate.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I um as soon as I hear Shahrazad's first step, I think I stiffen for a moment. Like there's like a moment of doubt. Because I know Shahrazad's been missing, right? I know that she's been unaccounted for. And I say in Sumerian, my favorite language, um it feels like it's been near an eternity since I've heard those footsteps behind me.
And it's been a long time since I've begun the story again of the hero. Hello, Gilgamesh. She like
And
does that little like auntie like stutter step towards you with like her arms out.
I turn around and uh I'll yeah, embrace, hug. Like
Embrace.
um
Well,
I was told that you had been unaccounted for, and yet here you stand.
I fear that this is your part of the story where I need you.
I take a step back and I take one of your hands in both of mine. You have need.
we
In what way?
have need, as Victor says as he walks through the portal as well.
As soon as he does, I have left Shahrazad's side and I am like gripping at his throat.
Dope. And you like grab it, and he like kind of like moves back, but also like stands his ground. And he says, "I'm going to hope for all of our sakes that your grip is stronger than this."
Now, Gilgamesh, I have endeavored to gain Victor's help in solving the mystery of where Aurora is, and he is an important character in the story. Please release him.
I look at Doom. I release. Be glad for both of our sakes that my grip is stronger. Nearly as strong as my willingness to tolerate your presence, Doctor.
And Doom kind of just like rolls his shoulder as you release. And he says, "This is the beginning of, at the very least, an interesting friendship." Are you familiar with the exoteric latitude?
Am I?
Roll logic, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see if you are.
Probably not. Very high likelihood of no. The result is a 10.
You know like very little about it. What you do know is that it was used by Null as a grounds for experimentation billions of years ago when he was creating the first symbiotes. But that is the extent of your knowledge of it.
However much I know, I imagine you'll run your mouth on it regardless.
And that is the role that I play. It has existed for billions of years, but it has been neglected for much of that time by Null after he felt that it had served its full purpose. However, in recent months, the Necrosword was depowered for a time. A young mutant by the name of Danny Moonstar managed to sever the connection it had to the celestial afterlife. And because of that, all of the Necroswords across the multiverse lost their spark. And so, in order to regain it, Newell had to bind them somewhere else. Give them another source to draw from. Give the souls of those who it struck down another place to go. And so he found the exoteric latitude useful again. And in billions of years, no one has known how to find it. But I have found it. Because of course I did.
I look over at Scheherazade like with a this guy.
And she gives a please. Like she's like with like her eyebrows. And we are very thankful, Victor, that you've given us your knowledge. Now, if you could simply give us the coordinates, we can be on our way.
That's the trouble. See, I know that you are a skilled teleporter and might be expecting to just portal in, grab your friends, and come home, but it will not be that simple. The exoteric latitude exists between the pull of two twin black holes. To try and open a portal within the latitude to somewhere outside of it, well, it would be like pulling a sock inside out, except for the sock is the fabric of the universe. We'll need to get there the old-fashioned way.
And I take it that you have the means by which to travel there?
Of course I do. I'm rich.
Of course you do.
Oh, is it the train? Are we riding the train?
Can't exactly take the train across the galaxy, however, the Doom Shuttle will suffice.
Come again, what did you call it?
And you hear like a loud you hear like a loud noise as like this gigantic shuttle that is like on the outside it's very like Warhammer 40K gothic as it like slowly lands, and the front plate of it the nose of the plane just looks like Doom's mask, and it slowly lands, and you see that there are Doom bots piloting it, and he says, "The Doom Shuttle."
I look at the shuttle.
Sometimes it's still gotta be cheesy. We're still doing comic books here.
I look at the shuttle. I look at Doom. Are you certain that we could not simply stroll across your ego to the other side of the universe?
He just looks at Scheherazade and says, "I like this one."
This is going to be fun. I have brought Sudoku. We will all sit and we shall do Sudoku and we shall all behave. It's a very lovely ship. I love that you put your personality on the front. Please, let's go. Please, let's go. Please, please, please. She's kind of like a scooching.
Amazing. We then cut over to there is a scene of these, we see like back on the exoteric latitude, amidst like floating rocks and structures, there are like these strange cultists who are like preying on people who are being thrown into the latitude. And as we see like one who is like raising a knife over someone, they are like struck on the chest by a lightning bolt as they fly backwards. And then the camera pans over to Storm, who is also in the latitude, as these like cultists like begin to flee from her. And Storm, as you're kind of like surveying this, you've been here now for a couple of days, just kind of like trying to survive, trying to figure out a way out, having no one to interact with and no idea where you are. What has been your process with dealing with that?
So I imagine I'm the cultists, like, have they been a problem for all the days that I've
Yeah, like pretty shortly after you arrived, some of them set on you and tried to kill you.
Mhm.
What these above table, I don't know if you would necessarily know this, but these cultists
Mhm.
are basically Kree who came here long ago and have since bonded with the living abyss that was used to create the symbiotes. So they're kind of just like these like almost like Cthulhu cult esque like weird like sacrifice people.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the vibe you're getting from them. And they have been pretty hostile towards you ever since you arrived.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Storm would have definitely like taken one of them and shaken that information out of them. Um uh an attempt to find if these cult leaders have like cultists have a leader of some assortment. I
Hell
feel like
yeah.
that'll be your first goal. Like, okay, who's your boss? Who's in charge? I want to
No,
talk to them.
I actually no, I love that. So like I feel like you like hit one with a lightning bolt, the rest of them are kind of scattering. He tries to get up to his feet and run away, and you like fly up to him, you grab him, and try and shake that information out of him.
Yeah, we'll just like grab him and like fly him up. That like if you know if I drop you, you're it won't be good. Who do you answer to?
We have existed here for eons, and we do not answer to mortals.
Feel like she like does a kind of crackle with lightning and be like, "Do I look mortal to you?"
Roll ego.
Okay. Ah, da, 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 da. Okay. Did I do that right? Yes. That's a 16.
All right. Yeah, he's terrified.
Mm.
And he says, "Oh well, we we've kind of," and like you could tell as immediately his voice and his whole demeanor changes, and you could tell that like he was putting on a front. He's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, we've just kind of been stuck here for a long time, and so we just kind of pick whatever kind of floats in. But recently, there's been this new guy who's kind of been calling the shots because he seems to kind of be smarter than most of the others, and they've kind of all fallen in because he's really charismatic and stuff.
Where is he?
He's he's up there in the ominous tower."
Let us go. And I feel like she's gonna fly them both towards the ominous tower.
Uh, I think that you, on your way, kind of
Mm.
moving in that direction, you are. Um, we pan over and we see that Miles and Angela are also moving through the latitude, and you two both see Storm. And you might, Angela would definitely recognize Storm because they came here from, like they were both, just saw each other recently. And Miles, even though this isn't the Storm from your universe, have you have one, so you know what she looks
Yeah.
like. Um, and Angela like sees her and says, "Aurora, she of course the same sword that stabbed me stabbed her, so of course she would be here. She might be able to help us."
I don't know if help is the word, considering you both, and might I say both, got stabbed by the sword. We are all in the
You
same situation.
right, exactly, and we're gonna get out of it together. We got in the situation because we got stabbed alone, but we're together, so like less chance of getting stabbed.
Yeah, and three heads are better than two.
I like where you're thinking. Uh, and Angela begins to fly over. Aurora!
Like abruptly stops and
Oh, we're on my
turns.
first names.
Yeah. And I think the angry mode is still going on. It just turns to you like a cat in the darkness, like electric eyes, kind
Amazing.
of going, and like slowly floats down. Um,
Who's the guy?
I did not care to ask his name. Just kind of looks at him, waiting for him to give a name.
Uh, Steve.
Steve.
Angela says, "Oh, great, Steve. What's going? What are you doing with him?"
I'm Miles, by the way. Miles Morales, you might have heard of me, Spider-Man, and like holds his hand out for a handshake.
Amazing.
I feel like upon I'm assuming does my universe that I come from have a Miles Morales?
Yes. This
Okay.
one has a bit of a deeper voice. Seems like maybe a couple years older than the one that you know.
Yeah, I feel like at that the crackling would like dim down. Um, hello, Miles. You're looking different.
Yeah, and I think at that like he pulls his mask up. And you can definitely see that he is around like college age, like second year.
You pull your mask
um
up and then immediately remember that you're relying on the vibranium suit to breathe in deep space.
yeah, and then pulling it back down. It's a really bad idea.
I would agree. Uh, Miss Steve has informed me that his leader is up in the tower.
Interesting. I wouldn't think that a strange cult on the edge of space would have a hierarchy.
He will build hierarchies where there is misunderstanding and confusion.
I suppose that's true. Well,
Well, you know, every hierarchy's got to have people at the bottom.
what
Yes,
is
it's this
the-
one, I believe.
Steve?
Yeah, maybe there's more guys like Steve, you know? 1,000 ants versus one grasshopper and whatnot.
Yes, I've been fighting them off for the past several days. You're suggesting we ally with them?
Well, uh, I know that. So I think Steve is like, well, we didn't really have like a hierarchy before until the goblin showed up.
Goblin.
Yes, he seems to have learned how to harness the living abyss, the primordial ooze that we've all drawn power from, but when we've done it, it's kind of just driven us mad and followed its own will, using us as surrogates. But Norman has bent it to its will and is drawing it all to himself and seeks to become the new warlord of Exelon.
Actually, that's pretty inaccurate. I cured Norman of the goblin.
Well, I don't know about that, but whatever goblin is here is very certainly a goblin. He's gone full goblin mode.
Yeah,
He's
mind goblin, if you will.
mind goblin. I don't, what is mind goblin?
Mind goblin means not.
How do I remove Cyrus from the call?
No, that felt very in character. That felt right.
Yeah,
You're telling me that college-age Miles Morales wouldn't do this?
yeah, that was 100% accurate.
Let's all be real with each other.
Oh my god.
Uh, and that's canon. He goes. He just takes 1d6 psychic damage and stops talking. As Angela goes, well, so do we want to try and kind of form some kind of uprising against the goblin and get them all on our side, or do we just want to go in and kill these people? I'm honestly not opposed to either.
Okay, above table question. How people are these people?
Crazy question to ask.
This is a
How many
Cyrus
war
question.
crimes can I commit?
Is it war crimes if we're in space? There's
Honestly, valid question. I have a little image. Hold on. Canonically, these dudes did kind of, sort of, like turn a child into a monster.
okay.
So they kind of do canonically suck. So it's not really a situation of like, um, they are just like, good people who were possessed. They're kind of like bad people, and they kind of got here by being bad people.
Okay.
Hold on.
That was more of a lore question than this will determine how I
Right.
whether I kill people.
Um,
It's okay, we just got to information build.
Mhm.
well, my intention was not to kill anyone. I merely would like to go home, which I believe all of us can be in agreement.
Yes, I do have a fight to finish.
Steve says, "There's no way home. There's no way out of here. We've been stuck. We've been here forever. There's
Well, you're also not us, so that's to
Does
be
sound like a
expected.
skill issue.
perhaps you're right, but what do you intend to do? You can't? The pull is too strong. You would need some kind of massive shuttle to be able to get out of here."
I do need the shuttle.
I wonder where a massive shuttle would come from. If only someone were riding on one right now.
In our general direction.
Uh, Alas, a Doom shuttle does not appear at the speed of plot, but
dang.
shame.
Shucks.
Um, yes, I need to question the goblin. I have no intention of fighting him unless he makes that our only course of action.
I'm back up.
All
To
right.
make you look scary during questioning.
Sounds like there's a plan in place. All right. And then I think we cut to the Doom shuttle, which has now been in space for a couple of days, catching up to the present moment. As it begins to arrive like at the exoteric latitude, you see Gilgamesh and Scheherazade. You see this from a distance. These two black holes that are like holding in suspension this field of debris, and you can see everything there is kind of like wobbling, as if it is being like pulled back and forth between the polarity, and just like there's almost even certain places where it almost just feels like space is stretching, and like pulling things, and like the things that are especially close to one hole or the other are getting like stretched out. Don't do it. And there is, yeah, it's unlike anything that you've ever seen.
I look up from the Sudoku I'm doing. It's the same Sudoku I started 3 days ago.
Make a logic check to see if you can finish it.
Fantastic success! 16!
Amazing. Yeah, you finally got it, and you're so proud of yourself.
I see this incredible, like, scene in front of me, and it unlocks something in my brain. The 2 goes in the bottom left corner.
And Doom looks over, and he says, "Of course. How did I not think of that?"
I think Scheherazade is just looking out the window, with like whimsy and wonder at the two holes stretching this canvas. It's like wow, will will wonders never cease?
Yeah, kind of stepping forth from my seat. I imagine like the cockpit of this ship is just like where Doctor Doom's face's eyes are,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
like there are two big windows that look out into the ether. Incredible. Doom, do you know how such a place came to be?
At the beginning of time, from what we know about this cosmic arc, you well know that much of this was created by the Celestials. And at the beginning of time, they appointed one of their creations, a god named Null, to be the King in Black, to manage a realm known as the Unbeyond, a place where he could do the work of maintaining a universe from within it, while the Beyonders and the King in White did the work of maintaining the multiverse from outside of it. But Null betrayed the gods and forsook this responsibility in order to go and experiment with the living abyss, which is where the symbiotes came to be. He found this exoteric latitude and exploring the great voids and mysteries in the universe that was created. And the quest for knowledge seems to have driven him mad.
I see. Looking at Scheherazade, and looking at Scheherazade, looks back to Doctor Doom. Why are you here? See, I understand why Scheherazade has made this travel. Orodo is a great hero and one who brings peace to our system. And I know why I am here. But you remain an enigma, Doctor.
I tend to like it that way.
Forgive me for how little I care for what you like.
Well, if you must know, I'm a man of science. And science dictates that when two opposing forces interact, there is a chemical reaction, a spark that creates new things. And every feeling, every emotion, even that you feel in your mind, is one such reaction. And there are very few people I've ever met that have given me any sort of spark or reaction in that way.
Victor has always been driven by one thing and one thing only: love.
That's not at all what I was saying. That's in fact quite the opposite of what I was saying.
I disagree.
You need not speak further, Doom. Your heartbeat betrays you.
What I'm saying is that very few people have made me feel something that some have come to consider or refer to as love, but those who have made me feel something similar seems to be worth investigating. It's scientifically interesting to me
Oh, yes.
on a research level.
She is very interesting.
Simply because one understands the electrons by which thunder and lightning occur. does not make the storm any less awe-striking. How much further until we arrive?
Well, we'll just need to find a safe place to put the shuttle down. Somewhere it won't get torn apart by the stretching holes.
Shares a smiling, a big old grin at him.
What is so funny?
It's just nice to be reminded that you are human underneath the mask. Boop. She's gonna stroll to twirl back around and look out the window.
And you can't see Doom's mask or face through the mask, but you can imagine the face that he's making as we see the shuttle begin to slowly set down. And as you like step out, you see that before you there are like several like strange square blocks that almost look like they were like disassembled and then reassembled into something else, almost as if like the field before you was pulled apart and then put back together. And all of these kind of like floating blocks and bricks are in front of you, and you notice as you step out of the ship that gravity seems to fluctuate here. You can take a couple of steps, and then you'll take a step and begin to like glide off the ground, and then you'll take a step and you'll feel like being pushed towards the ground. And it seems like that like gravity is going to take some getting used to here, because it is not only different from Earth, it is inconsistent with itself. Yes.
Oh, this is new.
Given my training and focus on like manipulating my own molecular structure, could I make myself denser in order to solidify my own gravitational pull?
That is super interesting. Roll ego.
18.
Amazing. So there is actually going to be a mechanical like result of the atmosphere once combat starts, but you are not going to be subject to that.
Cool.
So like describe kind of how like Gilgamesh is kind of focusing and adjusting for this.
I think I take a step forward and I think I push against the ground just a little bit too hard, right? Because I'm so used to a different gravitational pull, and given the strength that it takes for me to lift my, frankly, kind of big body off the ground normally, I push myself a couple feet off the floor, and as I sink back down, I just kind of like tap against the kind of shifting landscape a bit, and give a nod as I clench my teeth. And if you look really, really closely, I shrink just a little bit.
Amazing.
And if you look really, really closely, you can see the land underneath me, the landscape underneath me, almost begin to pull up a little bit as I form my own gravitational pull.
Hell
My
yeah.
man's dense.
You start to do that, and I think we see that whole thing, and we see Doom just say, "Fascinating," and begins to walk forward, and you suddenly see that, like, up from the ground, like these pools of ichor are kind of like coming up out through the cracks of the area in front of you, and they kind of begin to like rise up and like form into pillars, and you see those pillars begin to shape into bodies. As you see before you, there are like cultists coming up out of this ooze in the ground, and they begin to draw like these strange jagged knives, and they say, "Intruders are not welcome here unless you are willing to sacrifice to the blood goblin.
No, thank you.
Then you shall die." They begin to run towards you. As we then cut over to Storm and Angela and Miles and Steve are making their way through an asteroid field towards this like large monolith, which has now come into frame like a good distance away. Looks kind of like this like very tall monolith with these kind of engravings in this alien language in glowing purple on the side of it, with that's like kind of like floating on a platform in the middle of space, and you can see that there's like stairs leading up it, but you are a good distance away from it, flying over this asteroid field as you hear a loud screech. And you look up, and approaching you are two symbiote dragons. These like 15 feet long, these made of like the kind of black ichor winged creatures that are coming in towards you. And Steve goes, "Oh, those aren't with us. They're not with us at all. So like I can't even like maybe talk them into not eating us. They're definitely gonna eat us."
Can I? Like are they coming towards us right now?
Yeah, they're coming down on you for dinner.
Are their mouths open?
Yeah.
I'm shooting a web into it.
Hell yeah. That sounds like what Miles would do. All right. So are you using any of your abilities, or are you just going to make an agility attack? We can definitely look at what you've got going on here.
Yeah, and I have web casting, which snares a target in a web.
Ooh, I like that.
It says range 10 spaces. I don't know if
they're definitely within 10 spaces for sure.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead and so it's going to be an agility check. So you're just going to click where it says ability score 7, and it'll roll it for you.
Nice. My result was a 24.
Damn. Yeah, you just immediately, with the quickness, thwip, and you see like the teeth bind together, and it like starts like snapping back and forth. But the other one is also flying down. So we're gonna roll initiative for the whole group. But I think before we do that, we're gonna take our 10-minute break. So we'll be back in just a minute, y'all. And we're back. Going right into our combat. That is the right one. There we go. And we went ahead and rolled initiative on the break, so we're going to jump right into it. So a couple people got fantastic successes. I believe Scheherazade got one, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm also realizing that I did not put you guys on the right map in the Roll20. So...
Me being like, am I missing something?
No, you are not. I am. That is my fault. I was
Whoa,
like,
Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah. What are you doing in this episode?
All right. So yeah, you see that you're like on this platform with all of these kind of like cubes in front of you, and all of these Exelon that are kind of morphing up through the ground in this field suspended above this black hole. What is your first course of action?
So we gotta hop over these things?
So the way that it is going to work is that if you don't have flight capabilities, you can still move across spaces where there are not blocks, but it is going to cost you double movement.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I am going to... Let me look at my character sheet. I should have did this before. I'm going to use my movement to blink over to this middle tile. And I am going to shoot from here, this fella over here on my left. Yes, there it goes. And I'm going to shoot him with some magic. I'm going to use the bolts of Botharak. I never...
The bolts of Ballsack.
The bolts of Ballsack. I'm gonna pump 10 points of focus into that, and I'm gonna roll it. Let's see. It says the character makes an ego check with edge against the agility defense of the target. So I'm gonna need them to make an agility defense.
All right. He gets a 15.
15.
Mhm.
Okay. Does that pass? I have to make an ego check, right? Yeah, it's against my ego check.
Oh, sorry. It's you make the check against my defense, which is
Okay.
his agility defense is a 16.
Okay, I got a 14. I'm going to use one of my karma so that I can get another reroll at it. That's even worse. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Then I'm just gonna let it go, and I'm going to use my is it my reaction to do the blink barrage.
Yeah, I think that you like run up and you begin to open a portal and you kind of hesitate for a second, remembering what Doom said, and then you kind of do the calculus of, well, as long as we open both sides within the exoteric latitude, it should be safe. But like kind of that hesitation of working through it, you like misjudge like the calculations on where to put the portal because space is kind of bending differently here, and I think that actually manifests as the portals kind of pop up around you, and you kind of for a moment are falling through a couple different portals that you made trying to bag him, but you end up kind of falling through them yourself, which does make it harder for you to be hit as you're using Blink Barrage.
I was like blink defense, not
Or
blink
Blink
barrage.
Defense, yeah.
That's yeah.
All right. Dr. Doom also got a fantastic success. He kind of like leaps forward. In fact, he like leaps and then begins to like hover in the air. And he extends one of his hands, and you can see that like the Doctor Strange like circle runes appear in front of one of his hands as he begins to fire some magical energy at this guy over here, the same one that you just tried to hit. He's going to use Flames of the Faultine, I think. Yeah, that looks good.
Can I also say, like, since we've been traveling for a while, she's got on whatever Doom's like uniform is for like the Doom bots.
Incredible. I can't wait to see the art you're going to draw for that later.
Yeah, I think eventually we have to change clothes, and both of us, like, Doom just has fits for us.
Yeah.
Like green tunic with like
Yeah.
the mask as an accessory.
Yeah, I don't know if Eternals can breathe in space, but if you couldn't, then he would have provided some kind of atmospheric gear.
I have the environmental protections. I can't be hindered by anything environmentally.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you see that you try and do that, and then like Doom floats up behind you, and you see him make like an enchanted mystic circle in front of his hand, and then a firebolt comes out of it and hits this guy, and he begins to like start to melt a little bit and like scream out in pain. And he says, our goals may be aligned, but our methods remain different. And now it's going to be the Exelon's turns, as they are going to kind of try and swarm up here. This one is going to react by like running up on Dr. Doom and trying to attack him. And he gets a 16 against Dr. Doom's melee defense of 12. I think that he has Shield of the Seraphim, right? Oh no, he just stole that from somebody else when I had it on. All right, so he is gonna take the 28 damage. He'll be fine. You see that one of them kind of does like the noob Sabot thing and like melts through the ground and then pops up in front of you, Scheherazade, and tries to attack. But you did use Blink Defense, so is he gonna have trouble on that attack?
Yeah, he's gonna have trouble on that attack.
All right. All right. He got a 14.
And that's against my
Melee defense.
Melee defense.
Mhm.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, so he would do 24 damage.
Ooh.
And I'm actually going to place the rest of them and then attack all of them at the same time.
Makes sense.
You know, I think they have some agility attacks, don't they? Yeah, they got, like, stuff, so some of them are going to stay at a range, I think. Just so we're not crowding up this one. Alright, so 2 attacks are coming at you, Gilgamesh. First one's going to be a melee attack, and the next one is agility. The melee attack gets a 21.
A 21 should hit, I believe. Where are my numbers? Where are my numbers? Where are my numbers? That is to hit, right? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I comparing that against?
That would just be against your melee defense.
Oh, just melee right, because we have defense scores for everything. I understand. 21 will hit.
All right, so this one kind of like pops up behind you and plunges a dagger into you. You take 34 damage. The other one on the other side of the platform pops up, and the way they use symbiotes are very different from like Venom and Carnage. It seems like they're almost using symbiotes as if it's some kind of magical energy. As you see, like this cultist kind of pops up and extends his hand, and just like out of the palm of his hand, you see like this beam of black ichor kind of like spiral towards you. And it's a 19 to hit.
Is that also against my melee defense?
That is against your agility defense.
Okay, got it. That my agility defense is a 12. So
All right.
I believe, yeah.
So that is going to be 26 damage.
I don't like that at all.
And I think that Doom and Scheherazade both each have 2 more on them. Those are both going to be agility. One gets an 18 on Scheherazade, and one gets a 15.
Is that with trouble?
Oh, that is not with trouble. Let me go ahead and re-roll those. Oh, I get it. That's why I was doing it wrong. I was like, why does it keep doing the same one? No, I didn't hit that one. All right. All right, so the 18 actually re-rolled into a 15. And the 15, the re-roll was higher, so it's actually 2 15s.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right, so in that case, you're going to take 50 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then we cut over to, you know what I just realized? That you guys got fantastic successes. So before, you guys would have taken 2 more turns, or each taken another turn. So I'm going to give those to you now, and then we're going to give Gilgamesh his turn. So Scheherazade, for your main action this round, what do you want to do?
I am going to blink blink to convince my way out of this and move away from them. And I am going to go over. I'm gonna go over behind Gilgamesh. And I'm going to grab this guy. And I'm going to like grab. I wanted to grab him by like the back of his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And like teleport him backwards into the guy at the end over here.
All right.
So I want to grab him and teleport him into him. And that to do that I am using teleport other. And teleport other requires, and this is my reaction. It says character makes an ego check against the vigilance defense of a target.
All right. Their vigilance defense is going to be 14.
What is it? I couldn't hear it.
14.
Okay, I got a 17.
All right, so you hit him.
Okay, if the target winds up into... Okay, it does 29 points of damage. Stretches equipped to the standard action. Intentional players 1 for every space they must reach to clear. If this kills them, their body is trapped inside. Okay, yeah. No. I just teleport them to the other guy and like throw them into him.
All right. Hell yeah. So you like open a portal through the floor below him, and then I think that you even feel the shifting gravity, and you wait for the gravity to like be pulling down on you before you open it, and then it opens the portal on top of him and like at double speed drops him down on the other one.
Very cool. And then so that was my movement. That was my reaction. Now I have my standard. My standard is going to be. I'm gonna try to hit him again with the bolts. This time mimicking more of what Victor was doing with his bolts. Had to roll an ego check against their agility defense. That's a 19.
All right.
And I'm shooting him at the guy that I flipped over. So immediately when dropping him into the portal, I'm going to turn around, mimic Victor's hand motions, and then shoot a series of bolts at him for 25 points of damage. I'm going to wave at Victor. It worked!
And he looks back and he says, "Very impressive," as he's like continuing to fight off these two guys. And Doom, I think, actually like steps backwards and proves why he's going to be a vanguard when they add him in, as he opens up an elemental barrier in front of him and basically blocks off the incoming like spells from these guys. So we're going to go ahead and draw that. So it covers 10 spaces. Yeah, I think so. That's where his barrier is going to be. As he just kind of extends it, and we see like this orange eldritch energy just kind of like stretch out in like this giant dome, like in front of Doom. And that is going to make it Gilgamesh's turn.
Yeah. How are the two people that Scheherazade just kind of threw down on looking?
They're not looking hot. Like,
Cool.
they're pretty roughed up.
Let's see. Am I able to move my guy? Please? I don't know if I can move Gilgamesh.
I can fix that. Hold on.
For sure.
Should be good now.
Cool. I'm going to move over here.
All right.
And let's keep things classic. Let's keep things simple. We're going to go ahead and do chain strikes. So I'm going to make a close attack with an edge. If it's a success, the enemy takes regular damage. On a fantastic success, I can make an additional chain strike. This is going to cost me 5 focus.
Hell yeah. Hit him with a little bit of Wing Chun.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's 5, 6, and 4 plus 5 for a 20.
Yeah, that's
Hitting
gonna
for
hit.
35 damage.
Damn. Wild. He's like barely, like he's doing the finish him like circular thing. Was that a fantastic success?
It was not. It was not.
Alright.
I cannot make another chain strike, unfortunately.
Bummer.
I know.
All right. That is going to, we're going to jump over to the other combat where Miles, you are going to be the first up. So you see you were kind of suspended on this asteroid field, and there are these two symbiote dragons who are flying downwards at you.
Oh, that's a lot bigger than what I thought that would be. It's okay though, you know. I'm gonna do my own thing. Yeah. So which one did I web?
You webbed, we're going to say this one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so web, is it just mouth or is it like body?
Well, you used webcasting, and did you get a fantastic success? Because I think that says that you get it, you paralyze them if you use the fantastic success.
Can I check the odds? Run the cameras back. No, this is a regular success.
All right. Oh, no, sorry. On a fantastic success, they're pinned, but on a regular success, they are still paralyzed, which means that he's going to have to make a melee check on his next attack in order to... he can't move or take any actions that require melee or agility checks. And also, close attacks automatically hit them. So if you want to, like, web swing over to him and start...
Absolutely. I'm about to start whooping on him. Can I? Oh, I can't move Miles.
You're going to be every fucking toxic Spider-Man player in Rivals.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him with the 1-2 uppercut.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing over there right to him and just hit him with a spider strike.
Hell yeah.
Roll for that. That is a standard 20.
Nice. So it automatically hits, but what was the damage on that?
A 24.
Nice. Yeah, you swing over and you just like, we get a frame of you just like decking this giant dragon's face.
Boom. Wow. Wow.
Amazing. And you said how much damage?
24.
All right. All right. And what is Storm doing?
Storm is about to light this motherfucker up. Is gonna use elemental barrage. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the line of sight and 10 paces of that. Okay, beautiful.
Also, both of you should be able to move your minis now.
Okay.
They let me out.
All right. It's gonna help out my buddy Miles Morales. Yeah, and it's gonna use elemental barrage on that fellow. Roll that. Okay, that is 16 elemental barrage. Yes, the attack can affect every enemy within 10 space of that. I think, yeah, there's only 2 enemies there. They're not close enough to hit the other guy. Single ego check compares to the target's resilience defense.
All right. The resilience defense of these guys is a 14.
Okay. Do I roll damage on this? Sorry.
So when you do the attack, it'll actually do the attack and the damage all with one roll.
Okay.
Yeah, the damage will
24,
be
I think.
like at the bottom.
Yeah, okay, there we go. My need new glasses, 24.
All right. Are you hitting the other one or the same one?
The same one.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer one at a time. All right. You said 24?
Yep.
All right. The dragons are going to attack. This one has to spend this round trying to get untangled from the web. Jeez. What is the... Do you know what the target number it has to beat is?
Let's find out together, Sean. This is a learning moment for everyone in chat. Fantastic success. The enemy's also pinned. Breaking free from webbing requires a melee check. Target number of 16.
Hell yeah. He got a 12. So he is...
Yeah! Get stuck, loser.
You see, like, you deck him, and then he, like, whips his head back around and is trying to bite at you, but, like, can't get his jaws open because they're completely enveloped in your webbing. And the other one is going to fly towards Angela and try and attack her.
Rest in peace, Angela.
And she has a melee defense of 18.
Let the power
And-
of lesbianism power you. You have to get back
Yeah,
to
I was gonna say.
You watch as it flies towards her, and its giant maw opens and tries to bite down on her, and she just, like, lifts her sword and, like, wedges open the thing's mouth with her sword and is, like, solely with her strength pushing this giant thing off.
The powers of lesbianism.
I need good vibes stat. Quick, get me a sober sapphic. Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride. Love wins.
All right, and that throws it back over to the top of the other combats round with Scheherazade.
Okay. I am... What do I want to do? The map's not showing up for me. There it goes. Just had to refresh it. I'm gonna stay where I am as I'm fairly bloodied, and I'm going to shoot this guy with my bolts. And where is the button? Ego. Okay, 17 to hit against their agility.
That is
defense?
going to hit.
Okay, and that does 31 points of damage.
All right. And that is to
And
the one
then
that was in front of Gilgamesh,
Yeah, that was the one that was in front of Gilgamesh.
and he goes down.
And I am then going to I'm going to use my movement to do to do blink barrage towards the one behind him. And when I show up behind him, I'm going to use my reaction to do teleport other to him, and I'm going to send him falling to this void.
Hell yeah.
So I'll move over here.
Scheherazade's greatest weapon, an edge. A cliff.
A
long drop, if you
invisible
will.
one though. Gravity. It's the secret third action.
All right. And is he resisting that with his was it resilience or vigilance or?
Vigilance.
Okay. His vigilance is a 14.
And I need to roll an ego if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and roll an ego. This is 17.
All right. That is going to hit. So yeah, you portal him and you see him like falling into the void, and he begins to like slowly float back up, but then fall again, and then slowly float back up, and then fall again faster, and just can't do anything about the fact that he's falling back and forth forever.
I think Scheherazade will be like, maybe next time you'll think about facing doom. and shakes her fist at him.
You just hear a loud groan from Doom as he's continuing to hold up this barrier.
She's wearing a cape too. She's just like florals.
Amazing. Hell yeah. Yeah, he begins to like hover a little bit higher, and let's see here.
No, Jordan was here. This would have already been.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, so I think that with that barrier there, we see that Dr. Doom pulls out a sling ring of his own, opens up a portal to the other side of the barrier, and then like as he like walks out of it, like puts his hand behind him without like looking back and like shoots the guy over his shoulder with flames of the Faltine. And that is going to deal a good chunk of damage. And then he turns around and he says, "Kneel or fall, one or the other. It will happen at Doom's hands." And says some dramatic shit. And that is going to make it the Exelon's turn, who are now kind of all trying to, or the ones on this side are trying to gang up on Doom. Whereas these two are kind of navigating around, trying to get over to where Gilgamesh and Scheherazade are. All right, so he is going to take... Whew, he's feeling it. And that is... So they're going to attack, and I think we're going to have this one roll up on him too. I feel like he should have some like reaction stuff because he doesn't have super high defense. The last one comes up, and he is going to try and use his web casting on Doom, but Doom is going to try and dispel it. Ego, not agility. There we go. And he succeeds. So yeah, you watch as like the last one walks up and fires this black ichor that Doom then like summons a like an abjuring circle in front of him and kind of like absorbs all of it, and then like extends his hands like he's gonna fire it back at them. But the other two are gonna try and mix it up with Gilgamesh and Scheherazade. On Scheherazade, they got a 15. But
was that with
trouble? Let's see. The reroll was better.
I'm
Fair
going to
enough.
go ahead and interpose myself.
Hell yeah.
So that'll use my first reaction. I'll stand between the target and the attacker, becoming the new target for the attack.
All right. So you'll take 24 damage as you interpose yourself.
Yes. You said 24?
Yes, correct.
Sounds good.
And then the other one is going to try and do an attack gets a 15 of his own. Does a 15 normally hit your melee defense?
To me,
Yes.
15. Does meet or beat? My defense
Meets it,
score is
beats it.
15.
So
Okay, I'm 15, so I will be hit
all right, so that'll be another 24.
for sure.
All right. And then we jump over to Gilgamesh.
I grow tired of these games. I'm going to do what I do, what it seems like every time I'm on screen. Which is grab someone by the throat.
Hell yeah. Happy Father's Day.
So I'm gonna grab onto, let's see, the one that is directly to my left. Let's see here. Demiplane, please work. There we go. Nice. So if the character wants to get a hold of an unwilling target, gotta grab them. I have to make a melee check against the target's melee defense. So we're gonna make a melee check. It's gonna be a 15.
My melee defense is a 16, actually.
Sag.
You can do you can spend a karma if you want to re-roll a die.
Oh, right! That's something I can do! That's why. How much karma should I have?
You should have 4 because you're a rank 4 character.
I see. I will expend a karma to re-roll one of my dice.
All right.
And in order to do that, I click re-roll on Demiplane. Click the dice I want to re-roll, and click re-roll.
Correct.
Click. It was a 17!
Hell yeah, there it is.
Slightly better. Let's go, gamers! So I'm gonna grab him by the throat.
All right.
And I will use the first of my reactions in order to crushing grip. I make a melee attack against the grab target's resilience defense.
All right.
So in order to make a melee attack, I click the melee ability score, right?
Correct.
Or no, do I click that under damage?
Well, it'll say if you click where it says ability score, it'll roll the attack and the damage.
Oh, yes, you are correct. That is a 12.
12 damage.
12.
Oh, to hit?
To hit. Against their resilience.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The resilience is a 13. Do you want to spend
Okay.
another karma?
You know, what do I have to lose, really?
Also,
I
with
will
that
spend
initial
one
melee
more.
attack, what damage did it deal?
It would have done 20 damage.
All right.
The initial attack was just to grab them.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, which does not do damage.
So go ahead and do crushing grip then.
Yeah, crushing grip was a 12. I'm using a karma to re-roll. Please. 11.
Bummer.
It's okay. I have one more reaction. Please,
I
Gilgamesh.
believe in you.
Please. It's okay. I'm going to throw them.
Yep.
I'm going to throw this
Yep,
mother
of
effer
course.
at the
I
other
knew that was
mother effer. So let's see. I have to make a agility check against the target. So it'll do damage to the person I'm throwing no matter what. The target is going to be the person directly above me.
All right.
11.
Against their agility is a 16.
Yeah, it's okay. The person being thrown will still take damage, which is in this case 18.
All right. And you still execute the throw. And I'm guessing
Yeah,
you're
the
just
throw will still happen.
throwing them
question
off the
is,
cliff?
Do I damage the other person with it? And the answer is no. So I think I just throw them past them.
Yeah, you throw them over their head and the guy like ducks. I don't know why I'm typing in the hit points. He falls into the abyss as you throw him off. And that is going to make it Spider-Man's turn.
Heck yeah. I'm in there, like somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Not done with this guy though yet. So I am going to ooh. Okay, so how does action economy work in combat?
You get one standard action, one move action, and you get one reaction until the turn comes back to you. Unless you have, I think it's combat reflexes that gives you 2 reactions.
Okay. And like a reaction can only be done when something happens to me?
Yeah, it can be triggered. Any action that says that it is the action type is a reaction, you can use it.
Okay. So would I be able to like activate my Venom Sword and also use it?
That sounds dope as hell. Let me make sure. I think so. Probably. That sounds cool and doable.
Yeah.
Let me pull
It
up
just
your
says
sheet.
trigger the character or ally within reach is attacked.
So I think that means it is a defensive reaction, actually. So Venom Sword.
Okay.
You can actually use it as a standard action, or you can use it as a reaction when you or an ally is attacked. So you can choose to use it as your standard action to activate it this turn.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't be able to attack this turn, is the trade-off. What you
I actually
could do
think
is,
what I'm gonna
when this thing attacks you back, you can activate it.
bet. I'm gonna go ahead and help out and webcast the other dragon then.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll for that. That is a 14.
All right, a 14 on the dragon is going to hit.
Cool. Nice. And the damage on that will be 19.
All right. And you webbed it too, so like its mouth, or it can't. It's paralyzed. Damn.
Nice. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm making Homegirl's job easier. You know, Miles is an ally.
Miles is a feminist for sure.
Yeah.
So that one is also webbed, and it's gonna have to make a melee check to try and. Both of them are gonna have to try and make melee checks to get out. And both of them fail. Amazing. So that's actually Storm would have gone before them anyway, but neither of them can move. So Storm, what are you doing?
Beautiful. I'm gonna use Elemental Ricochet and hope I get a fantastic success. Okay. It's not fantastic success, but basically, which one looks more hurt right now?
Probably the one that's Miles is dealing with.
Okay, you know.
Also, you're pretty confident that Angela can handle herself. You've seen her in some scraps.
Yeah, pretty much. So too many tabs open. Okay. That would be 11 damage to the dragon that Buddy is fighting.
All right. And neither of them get actions, so Angela is going to go right back to a chop-in. I think she's actually going to use her exploit ability to like really take it to this guy. Makes melee against the resilience. It ignores health damage reduction, and also does double damage on a fantastic success. Actually, they don't have damage reduction, so that's not the thing I thought it was. What's the thing that Jordan always fucking does to me? gonna go ahead and just do a big old swing. Got a fantastic. Damn. All right, cool. So you see Angela like leap up into the air, bring her sword like straight down, and just behead this dragon. It's toast. And
Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Angela fan service.
love wins. We love it. And that is gonna make it Scheherazad's turn again.
You're muted.
Yeah, on it. I'm going to attempt to finish this gentleman next to me. By dumping some more bolts of doom into him. And let's see. I'm gonna spend a karma point. Sweet. 19 to hit against their vigilance. Is it the vigilance? It's their agility. I'm sorry, agility.
It is against their which ability are you using?
The bolts.
I think it is.
It's against the agility. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is going to be their agility defense is 16.
Okay. And that hits, and I'm putting 20 focus into that, so that's going to be 27 points of damage. I'm sorry, 37 points of damage.
Damn. Yeah, how do you want to do this?
I think she's really enjoying this like doom persona that she's really leading into. She's going to say, she's going to like be conjuring like some bolts and says, "You should have thought better before you faced doom." And then Pelton was like just like a fury of bolts, of magic bolts.
So this is actually the meme of Spider-Man and Miles in the Spider-Man costume, except it's Doom and Scheherazade in a Doom costume. It's amazing. Yeah. And he gets smoked. And then we see Doom kind of begin to like levitate and uses machine telepathy. And he says, "Face the Legion of Doom." As you see like a bunch of Doom bots flying down from the sky to give him backup. And they all swarm forward and just completely overtake these guys.
You're a real one. I'd call my boys in too to finish the job.
Very Ultron Marvel rivals of you.
And yeah, so I'm not gonna sit here and do all of those rolls because I don't feel like it.
That's fair.
But Gilgamesh, if you feel like jumping into the fray and attacking any of them just to get a couple shots off, I'm totally cool with that.
Can I?
I look across the barrier and see auto chess begin. And I say, you know what? Hell yeah. Is there still a schmuck next to me?
Oh, I forgot to delete it. No, that's the one that.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah, no, Scheherazade deleted that one.
cool. Let me see here. Gotta double
Can
check
I use-
what I can do.
Can I use my reaction to throw, Sam? Can I use teleport other to throw
Absolutely.
Gilgamesh?
If y'all want to do the fastball.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm going
Mark,
to.
fucking-
I'm gonna open a portal right in front of Gilgamesh, and the other end of the portal is gonna be like 60 feet straight up above the bad guys. I'm gonna be like, on your altar, remember Doom.
I give Scheherazade a nod. It is always a pleasure to be by your side. And
of course, hero.
And as I begin to step into it, I may have no doctorate, and I begin to fall, but that makes me no less an expert in your doom.
Amazing.
We gotta get cheesy one-liners. You know, it's the. And as I fall, I will use my reaction for the fastball special attack. If the attack is a success, they take double damage. Cool. Click. That is going to be Marvel success. Finally!
Amazing.
15 to hit. I don't know if Marvel success means. I don't think Marvel success means auto hit.
It does not.
That's okay. 15 does not hit, right?
It's a melee attack, right?
Yeah.
Well, don't you get a plus something from being fastballed?
Definitively not, unfortunately.
Dope. Do you want to spend your last karma to try and put? Because you only need one more.
I know this. I will be using one more karma. Let's get it. Please. 10.
Fantastic.
Success.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic success and a 10.
Dope.
This is so. I love this for me.
You say doom, and I feel like you miscalculate where you come down, and you come down like right on the edge of it, and just keep going. Doom.
And then like gravity swings me back up.
Yeah. And you get like thrown back up onto this platform. And you see Doom, like you kind of start to stand up, and you see Doom with his arms crossed behind all of his Doom bots who are just jumping them like all the other Exelons. And he says, "This is why the pawns go first."
I see. I must brush up my skills in Doom. Is the University of Latveria offering courses?
Knowledge is always open to be gained from those who seek it. As he's continuing to like whoop up on these guys, that is going to make it Spider-Man's turn. You are muted.
Sorry, she muted.
Good. I'm glad you guys told me, because I'd be sad if the chat missed this. I'll now be doing the thing that everyone does in a make-believe game. I'd like to roll to seduce the dragon, Sean.
So, what? Wait a minute. Hold on. What are we doing right now?
Pride! It's pride, Sean! And I shall seduce it with another spider strike. Finesse on him. Hit the Dougie a little bit.
Place your hand on its shoulder and just go.
That's just
Hey.
suddenly
Go.
reminding me of the fact that when Spider-Woman first became a thing in the 70s, because, like, you know, white men were writing her and were weird, they gave her, like, this weird pheromone power. And, like...
Throw a mog on him with your pheromones.
Right. All right. So that is going to make... so you're just going to do another spider strike. You can... Let's see. Okay. Yep. I don't know what I'm looking for. What's your roll?
It's okay. just lie down. Sorry. I don't know why that sounds so crazy. Is this 16?
Yeah, that's
16,
good.
yeah.
You auto hit because you've still got this thing thwipped up.
Oh yeah,
so-
you're right. Yes, that's just 29 damage.
Damn.
And I think like Miles, if I can, just like on beat to to squabble up.
Amazing. Yeah, you are decking the hell out of this thing. It's gonna try and escape from the web. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I cannot believe.
You just hear a loud want want from the mask.
This is wild. All right. Storm. You wanna put an end to this?
I feel this is I think Storm's just like, could accuse inspiration, still holding Steve, and just be like, "Fuck him up, young Morales." He doesn't need
That's
my help.
amazing.
He's good.
He's doing just
So
fine.
yeah, so you have edge on all your action checks.
Incredible. I'm just gonna throw it back to you, Spidey, to take us home on this one.
I take home.
Yeah. I think now just being annoying and kind of mean, just consistently shooting webs at it.
Amazing. All right.
So you almost had it. You almost got out. Oh, look at you.
Let him get up. Let him get up.
Yeah. That's gonna be another 16.
Yeah, it hits.
Poor dragon. That's gonna be 19 damage.
Oh my god. Did you re-roll with the edge?
Oh wait, no, I didn't. Okay, so how does edge work?
So that means that you get to choose any of your dice to re-roll and take the higher result.
Oh, hell yeah. How do I do that in the
So you click re-roll on the top right, and then you'll click the die that you want to re-roll, and then you'll click re-roll at the bottom.
Sweet. Oh, that's sexy. That's so sexy.
Edge that dragon.
Yeah, I'm edging that dragon. It's a 19.
What's the damage on that?
Look, yeah, the damage is the 19.
Oh, it's still the 19. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then Angela is gonna fly over. I think that you've swung around it a bunch and like whipped it down on like every single side of this asteroid, and it's like trying to wiggle out of it. And Angela flies over with her big ass fucking sword and like cleaves it down the middle and bisects it, and you see it like melt into this black ichor that then like floats off into space.
Beautiful.
Another one for the amazing Spider-Man.
Your talents show promise, young one.
Yeah, you know, it's a little thing I learned from my friend Peter.
Who said that? You said that.
MVP.
Amazing. All right. And so you all like kind of come together. I think that Dr. Doom kind of like flies over to the rest of you while the Doombots are dealing with the rest of them, helps Gilgamesh get up, and goes, "Well, we should be moving on from here." And I think that you at that point hear like a distant crackle of lightning as you hear like Storm's battle with the symbiote dragons.
Aurora!
Do I hear that?
Roll vigilance.
Oh, not vigilance. Oh, okay, that's 14.
Sure. Since Scheherazade has taken to yelling a lot, she has really honed her craft. Because she doesn't like cell phones, because why would you use a cell phone when you can just yell to get your friend's attention?
True.
Or she's starting to get used to cell phones anyway. But yeah, you hear from the distance Scheherazade yelling for you.
Do I see her when I look in that direction, or?
Yeah,
is
I
it
love
from
that you like look over and you see like a platform, and like in the distance you see a hand waving, but you're very confused because that hand is dressed as Dr. Doom.
I look at
40-year-old
Scheherazade.
India auntie with like a long black braid wearing complete Doom attire, like waving.
It's giving, big cosplay vibes, you know?
She got that shit on. Like,
Yeah. Can Angela fly?
Scheherazade.
yeah.
Do you believe you could teleport us over there?
Oh yes, of course. Opens the portal. After you.
I
Well,
give a nod.
I was gonna say you would see the three of them would see the portal appear in front of them, but like you're probably standing on more solid ground than they are because they're kind of in a void floating above these asteroids. There isn't really a place to stand for any of you.
Gotcha.
but you could bring
Miles
them over to where
hanging
you
from
are.
an asteroid.
Yeah, just
Do you? Is an asteroid something you can hang from? Is there
No.
enough gravity to
I don't know.
hang?
I mean, like you
I
I am
could,
attached
Up as
to
I
it.
go.
like
Oh,
you
that's
could. You
true.
just be wobbling a lot.
Yeah, I guess that's
No
fair.
tension.
Tethered from it to it.
Like
Okay.
a kite in the wind.
Do I go or go? Are we going through the portal?
Yeah, if
Just-
you
Yeah.
if you walk through the portal, then you come out on the other side, like standing in front of Scheherazade, and you first see Scheherazade and Gilgamesh, and then you see like behind them is Doom, and Doom is doing the thing where he is trying to make it look like he's very occupied with something else. As you like walk through the portal, and he is like directing the Doombots to fight off these Exelon, and like kind of like pointing at them, shouting, and like you can see like every once in a while shooting a glance over at your direction to see if you're looking or not, but is trying to like really make it look like he's just really focused on this fight.
I lean over to
Question.
Scheherazade. I thought he said that the robots were automated.
They are.
I see.
Cyrus, you got a question?
Does Miles know who the Eternals are?
That's a good question. You come from like you're not 616 miles. So if you want to make that decision and tell me if you think you do, and if so, how, or if you want to be clueless, you can be clueless.
Well, absolutely clueless, but pretending like he knows exactly who they are. He's like, yeah, we all do the same thing, the same job, and we're all here for the same reason. Yes,
I think
because
my
they're
I
you
guess
guys know a Miles.
the I guess the question of relevance here is: does your universe have myths about Gilgamesh and Shahrazad as like like mythologic figures, right?
Yeah, I think I think uh mythologic, yes, not in a way that Miles was like, I shall not make this a hyper fixation.
Cool,
Miles
cool,
is a
cool, cool, cool.
science guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh my god, an African American Spider-Man. She's gonna kill it.
You can just say Spider-Man. I am the only Spider-Man in my universe.
Oh my goodness, yes, of course. A Spider-Man. Oh my goodness, are you friendly? Are you are you of the neighborhood?
Yes. Brooklyn to be specific.
Oh, lovely, lovely Brooklyn. I love Rucker Park.
And you guys, hey, what's up? The Doom dudes.
Oh, no.
Oh yes, no, of course. We are Doom.
What are you wearing?
The
Do you
only
like it? The
garb that
cape?
Doom had on his ship.
I feel very powerful. She's just kind of like holding the ends of the cape, swinging it back and forth.
Amazing. Yeah, Storm is
The-
not in Doom garb, but like very much has like edited her like gala fit. It's like her leather jacket just like ripped off the bottom. She had like a long leather jacket on, and now it's like short. It has her white outfit underneath it. Yeah, very much looks like she's been through hell, but like stylish.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, the Doom Shuttle's washing machine is out of order.
So you weren't taken by the Necrosword.
No.
No, we came looking for you.
That's a relief.
And when I say we, I mean, and she like smiles very coyly and like uh points her eyes over towards Victor.
As Doom's like at this point starting to walk up and says, "Well, they've been dealt with, and I see that we have who we came for, so it's about time for us to set off, I suppose."
Norman is here.
Osborne?
I believe so.
That's the only one I know.
He looks over and he says, You're not our Miles.
No, but I am a Miles, the best Miles to be specific.
Well, it seems that you
Oh,
are
the
many
best.
miles away from home then.
I like
Oh,
this guy.
pardon, I
He's
love
funny.
that.
Yeah. So the sooner we can get out of here, the sooner I can get back to fighting my Norman.
Well, and then he like looks back at Storm and says, "If Norman's here, what concern is that of ours? No one has ever been able to reach this realm before me. If we left him here, what difference would it make?"
Well, Steve, still kind of holding back Steve by the back of
I'm
his
Steve.
shirt. Yeah. Um.
Rogers?
n-
No,
Oh, Steven's here.
no, not
It's-
that Steven.
Steve McCreen, actually.
Hmm.
Oh,
This
Steve
universe or
McCreen.
different
Lovely to meet you.
universe?
Sorry, what's that?
I said this universe or different one?
Oh, no, my last name is McCree.
Yeah. My question remains.
Sorry, Sean Martin, am not understanding the question. What was the question?
Are you from this universe?
We are
Because
from.
we're dealing with like Miles, who's from
Oh,
somewhere
I
else.
see. We are all from different universes. This void exists on the barrier of the multiverse. There are
I give a
people here
nod.
from several different universes. Anyone who gets killed by any Necrosword comes here. We long ago came here from different universes and converged on this location.
Yes, thank you, Steve. That is why it's concerned. Anyone attacked by the Necrosword is being,
Sent here.
and Norman is doing whatever he wishes with it.
So, if anyone else is slain by the Necrosword and they end up here, they will be at Norman's mercy.
Or lack thereof.
I came to rescue you, and I have hesitations on jeopardizing our success in that endeavor.
I feel like Storm takes a look back up at the tower and then back at Victor. And thinks for a moment. It's potentially that he may have answers for problems we have yet to face. Makes no difference to escape a problem that will simply arrive later.
So you propose we meet
To
the problem
flee
now
seems
head
very
on.
antithetical to you.
Go ahead and roll ego for me.
That is a 16. Wait, wait. No, I have to do non-combat. Sorry, rolled the wrong one. Okay, sorry. That's less. That's 14.
And does Aurora have any kind of traits? Because I feel like because there are some traits that are like gives you an edge on ego checks to do things, which I kind of feel if anyone had that Aurora would have as like a leader.
Yeah, beguiling. The
Mhm.
character has an edge when making an ego check to persuade someone to be attracted to them.
Yay!
Yeah. Beautiful. So we're gonna
Let's go pretty privilege.
we're gonna that baddie. Okay, that is a 16.
And you see that Doom like stands stoic, and you see like his shoulders sink in for a moment, and he like rests a hand on your shoulder, and he says, "You continue to fascinate me." Charles chooses his leaders well, and I will follow you where you go.
Offers him a smile.
Yes, where doom goes as well. And swoops.
If it is indeed true that this Norman can provide answers to whatever threatens our home, then I shall follow your lead. And as always, Scheherazade, I trust your ink pen to paint the path before me.
You honor me, hero. Let's go. Another adventure.
Miles, I'll make sure we get you home after this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of doing this whole thing alone, so anytime I can hang out with other super people, it's always a good time.
What do you mean alone? Are there not other empowered people in your homeland?
I don't really mess with whatever the Avengers got going on. I happen to be the only current Spider-Man in my universe. Maybe I can get a protege later. Maybe not. Kind of focusing on school, but I feel like it's somewhere in the works.
I see. Well, if you're interested in schooling, we do have a doctor. And I hear the University of Latveria is opening courses up again soon.
Do do they have a course in quantum travel, or?
You see, like, Doom's head turns to the side, and he says, "What do you know about Bifrost energy?"
You guys talking about Bifrost energy? Is this he taken?
The whole reason I was able to discover this is because of the research that Scheherazade and her friends were very rudely interrupted. And I've made several leaps in quantum mechanics, as well as how multiverses are connected and how to draw energy from without them. And I could use someone of your talents here if you're not particularly attached to where you come from.
Maybe we don't help Victor. Victor is a motivated individual who can find his own endeavors on his own, right?
And perhaps we do not endeavor to use the young Morales.
I was simply pointing his already existing motivations in a productive direction.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know how many college credits I could get for, multiverse travel, but I would assume if we had to quantify it, it would be enough to fast track me into a Dr. Morales maybe in the future.
Indeed. Dr. Spider has quite the ring to it.
Would it be Dr.
That's
Spider
Dr. Man to
or
you?
Dr. Man?
It's Dr. Man.
Shaking hands.
There's a long pause, and as Doom stands there stoically, you're not able to see his face through the mask, and he just goes, "I think Dr. Spider is better."
Certainly better than Doom.
And he kind of slowly turns back towards Aurora and says, "Well, following your lead."
Now that we're done bickering, children, shall we go?
Yes, Alita.
Okay. Can I use group fly to just bring it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Cape billowing.
I did actually Google this because I was curious, but yes, Storm can also control the weather in space.
Does space have weather? What?
It does
Cosmic
when
winds.
Storm's there.
Oh yeah,
Cosmic
I guess you're right.
winds.
Okay.
Also,
Awesome, let's
am I allowed to make a Snapchat story about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you get a connection out here?
I think it'll forever give me the no connection, retry. They're all piling up.
Yeah, until you get back home.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it live. What does Miles do on the Snapchat story?
Yeah, I think it's him. There's music there's a music track being played, and it's just him putting the camera on everybody else and putting the camera on his face. He's like very much like young black boy hanging out with his friends, but doesn't want to tell his friends that he's recording something. So he just like records them, and he's like, "And I'm here too."
Amazing.
Aurora's just aura farming next to Doom with like Steve, like Steve is a purse, hand on her, just like sitting on this cosmic cloud.
And you're flying, and Doom says, as you're kind of away from the rest of the group, he says to you, "It is a refreshing change of pace to, for once, not be at ends with each other."
Yes, I do agree. And so, whose idea was this?
It was a necessary calculation that I made.
It's a good thing you're so good at math.
Our world needs you. It always has. And while many do not agree with my methods or conclusions, my concern has always been what is best for our world.
It's not good to make decisions on our own.
But what if you know that someone else will get it wrong?
I'm very familiar with that idea, that concept. The X-Men have been led by many people who have been wrong. It's the nature of humanity. Even you are wrong. Often. More often than you'd care to admit.
From you, I for the first time might consider that a possibility.
Hell must have frozen over.
And he kind of chuckles as you both land with the rest of the group landing behind you on like this this rock with this monolith in front of it. And he says, "Let's see where this goes. I'd be happy to continue this conversation, perhaps over dinner or a drink or whatever suits your fancy."
Dinner sounds nice.
It does sound nice, doesn't it?
Why are you
Terribly
here
hungry.
right now?
we
Not
came
through
as a
this
group.
cloud is only so large. And as I have mentioned before, your steel coating resonates your heartbeat terribly loudly.
Lets out like a big frustrated sigh and says, "Let's just get this over with."
Doom!
As all of you walk into what looks like this dark, ancient, almost like a temple, you see like kind of lit by this strange purple fluorescent light, that there is like an altar before you and a large vortex swirling behind it, out of which the living abyss first came into this realm. And you see Norman Osborn is there, like kind of drawing on all of it. And it has begun to, this is the same Norman Osborn who was encountered, or who encountered the group earlier this season. And in that fight, when he was sent here, he lost the Necrosword that he had. So he has since been repowering himself by drawing on the Exelon energy that is here. And as he sees all of you, he kind of like begins to form it around himself. And he says, "Magnificent, isn't it? This is the breakthrough I've been looking for. The strength and the untapped potential here will make me a god. and all of you may bear witness if you so choose. But it is inevitable. And Doom kind of like looks over at Scheherazade and says, Is that what it sounds like when all the time?
Yes, yes, all the time.
It
Everyone's
is
just nodding their heads.
disconcerting how frequently the universities of Earth seem to be churning out men of your kind.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty standard for villain speech.
Oh, yes.
And
We love a monologue, a soliloquy.
Victor,
I will say, what little of it I have heard is better from you.
Victor like looks back forward at Norman and he says, "So my friends here have come to stop you." And you can tell that he's like is almost half tempted to break out into like his own monologue, and is like so is made to feel so awkward and embarrassed by that conversation. He just goes, "All right, let's do this," and just begins to extend his hand and fires flames from it. Everybody roll for initiative.
Beautiful.
Yeah, initiative.
Can I say while he was giving his speech that like Storm was slowly like accumulating like the weather around them?
Amazing. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll. 14.
Out of 13. While Norman was giving that speech, Miles, Snapchat camera on, dog filter on also. So every time he opened his mouth to talk,
Amazing.
a little like tongue came out.
Crazy.
That's a 10.
17.
Can I ask? This is Miles. Is this Miles? Is this Norman? Is this your Norman?
This is the Norman that killed Miles. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Can I lean over to you? I lean in front of the phone, and as I open my mouth, the camera sees, it's a dog face. Would you happen to know any great weaknesses?
Would I, Sean?
That is a good question. Let's think about it and come back real quick, actually.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So our initiative has been rolled. Did anybody get any bonus actions or any fantastic successes?
No.
No. Just a humble 13.
All right, so in that case, Storm is the first to react. You see that as the symbiote is like forming on Norman, he is starting to grow larger and larger until you see like this 10-foot tall like symbiotic creature with like a goblin's face and ears before you.
Okay. What was my first thought to throw Steve at this kid?
It's an option.
That would be funny.
I need to have my hands empty. You know what? Yeah. What would I roll to throw Steve at this guy?
It's a great question. I
that's
mean, that
not
sounds
it.
like it's an agility. I'm assuming you're just using the wind to throw him, though. So
Yeah.
let's see. I think there's a thing for like using your wind powers to move other people.
I don't.
Group flight is what you
Group
were
flight?
using.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for every point of ego the character has, they can hoist one ally into the air. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to like forcefully throw him, I would just let you, since you have agility or you have group flight, I'll just let you do an agility check to see if you can do that.
Beautiful. Let's roll. That's a 16.
All right. What is the damage that it does?
19.
All right. So I think that damage is dealt to both him and Steve. Steve's toast.
R.I.P. Steve.
As I think you throw Steve at the goblin, and it opens this giant mouth and just like bites into him and just like and throws him to the side, and then begins to walk down the stairs towards you.
Beautiful.
All right, and then Doom is going to like begin to aura farm a little bit himself, as he is going to use Elemental Blast and try and blind him. And he's going to pump, I think we're going to say 40 focus into that to get an extra 20. And Doom's going to spend a karma, because I don't like that. That is a little better, but still not enough to hit him as he flies forward. And we see that Doom, who has just like made short work of everyone so far, like sends these this elemental burst forward, and we see the goblin just kind of like this light burst hits the goblin, and we just see that the light is just kind of absorbed into him, like as if this symbiote on him is just like a living abyss that like sucks in and absorbs light. And he continues moving forward. Scheherazade, what are you doing?
That is a good question. Is what Norman doing? Is it requiring him to use concentration?
Honestly, that was kind of just flavor text, so of his attack not hitting.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay, then I am going to use Blink Barrage to move closer to our friend, and I am going to then dump 40 focus into trying to hit him with the bolts of doom, is what I have done.
Amazing.
So I can only use 20 is the maximum I can use. Okay. So 18 hit.
An 18 for attack or defense. Or sorry, for melee or
defense against his agility.
An 18 misses.
18 misses. Holy crap, he's strong. Then I will. That'll be the end of my turn.
All right. That is going to make it Spider-Man's turn.
I'm gonna immediately go invisible.
Good call. Just like Homer Simpson walking back into the grass.
Yeah, it's like the first thing you know, there's like 6 people standing there, and the next thing you know, like mile from gone.
So I don't want to be thrown next. Like,
yeah, and I can move too, right?
The blinking air.
Yeah, absolutely.
And does swinging take me out of invisibility?
I don't think so. I think that you're invisible as long as you don't attack.
Cool.
Or until you attack.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do a fun little swing closer to Norman while invisible. Oh, I don't have access to Miles.
Oh, whoops. My bad.
No, you're good.
You should be good now.
You're doing so much, baby girl. Wait. Is it me?
Is it you? Maybe?
Got it. Okay, it was me. Just kidding. Everyone, false alarm. Sean's perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah, just gonna be invisibly behind him. No one else can see this, but definitely holding up bunny ears.
Fantastic. He's large too, so you're probably like hanging from web. Amazing. And that is going to make it his turn. Not seeing you, he like leaps over towards Doom. Let's see. Token layer. Oops. There we go. And is going to try and lash out at Doom.
Pookie, no.
You see that he like leaps forward and he like reaches this like giant claw out and just smacks Doom across the face, and we see that Doom like slides across the ground, and I think that the frame we get is like he's like face down and we just see his mask tumble across the floor.
Damn. He got hit like the main character in a volleyball anime. Slid across the gym.
And then we see as Norman spins around, you start to see like these pools of ichor once again forming in the ground, but much bigger. As you look around you and you see that these like large black tentacles have started coming up through the ground and are lashing out towards you.
Oh nah, Norman, what's wrong with you?
Yo, they wiggling on the screen.
Yo, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
what? It was dope.
Oh, nah.
Oh, sorry, Brian. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Y'all do this all the time here?
All right. That is going to make it Angela's turn. She is going to fly forward and try her luck at swinging at the Exo Goblin. Chad, I might have made this one a little too strong. Not gonna lie.
When the 18 didn't hit, I was like, Chad, have we cooked? This is Jordan's fault.
TPK.
I don't know how.
TPK.
All right,
Not even here.
with an edge, she was able to hit him, and so let's see. There we go. Oops. All right. Yeah, she flies forward and like swings her sword, and like a splash of black ichor hits the ground as she takes a big slash out of him, but he is not deterred. That is going to make it Gilgamesh's turn.
yo. I begin to float.
Good.
Because that's the thing I do, you know. Eternals, they do be flying, and they won't stop. I'm gonna, because I have so much movement when I fly. I'm gonna use all 20 to whip around the other side, and like come up on Norman in front of Doom. And as I do, I look back at Doom. Do be careful, Doctor. It would be a shame to see your tragic demise cause Aurora to weep.
Just hit him! All of you were making fun of me for my monologues. Just hit him!
Yeah, I will not hit him. I will actually grab him.
Hit him with the RKO.
Let's see. I'm making a melee check against the target's melee defense.
All right. Its melee defense is a 19.
Yeah. I have one final karma. I got a 17, so we're gonna use it. We're gonna dream.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I really want to grab this guy. $17. again. All right.
Hold on.
Takes a unique magic to roll 2 twice.
All right. I don't. Okay. So with that, because he has a 19, the 17 would miss.
Yeah,
as
it
you-
fizzles.
Yeah, you run up and try and grab him, and you feel like when you grab his arm, it almost just feels like your hand's just going through sludge. Like there's nothing solid to grab onto, as it just kind of like his arm forms temporarily into a tentacle as it like squeezes out from between your grip and then reforms into like a giant fist that is coming back towards you. And that is going to make it Storm's turn.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. First off, when I said that like I was gathering a storm while I was giving this monologue,
Mhm.
can I guess retroactively say that was me doing control weather?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's turn that bad boy on. So that's already done. Okay. And is going to use elemental blast on this big guy right here in front of me. Beautiful. We're gonna roll. What's going on here? Okay, it's not being difficult. Okay. Beautiful. Nope, still not rolling. Okay. The 17.
17 misses.
Okay. How much do I have edge? Reroll where? I think I do. I'm gonna reroll. We're gonna use that. Reroll. Okay, that's not any better. Damn it. Okay, yeah. So that doesn't hit. That was less. That was a 15. Okay. But can I still move?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm gonna fly up like closer to him, box him in, and also I guess I'm gonna move towards Doom because I am a romantic.
You fly
that-
to you fly towards Doom, and he's like slowly starting to get up, and we see like he's like kind of on his hands and knees, and like his cloak is kind of covering his face. And he just says he's mad. And at first it's not like you think it's like him just saying, kind of like making a proclamation, like a declaration of like he's mad, but like you kind of pick up on Doom is telling you this for a reason. And he says the Exelon has driven him mad. It's driven his sense of logic and focus away. He's pure rage. Use it. Which he is kind of, he says it loud enough for the entire group to hear, basically saying that he is physically incredibly strong, but his mental defenses have taken the cost of that. And his mental and like his ego defenses aren't what they usually are because of what the Exelon has done to him.
Yeah, at that, could I use a reaction to taunt him?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like I'm gooping, I'm gooped up, right? I'm trying to grab this guy, and I'm getting gooped up. And as I continue to kind of grapple with him, I say, for a man who claims divinity, you are shockingly distracted by mere mortals and eternals.
All right. Is that against his ego defense?
Yeah. Shout out ego. That's a Marvel success at a fantastic success at 19.
Hell yeah. That succeeds.
And with my taunt, the effect is... Oh, that's a lie. You have to make an ego check against... This is so much more complicated than I realized. I had to meet the...
A 13 on his, so not much better.
Yeah.
Worse, in fact.
The TN has to equal an amount of damage that I have done to them. And because I have not done damage to them, that trigger would not activate. Therefore...
Oh, I see.
no
I see what
taunt.
you're saying.
Right, because it's a
Alright.
reaction to a trigger. Because that's how this game works.
Well,
This is my fault entirely.
no, it's cool. We'll hold on to that, and then if and when you deal damage, if and when he takes damage, we can say that's
That
where
works.
that happens.
Yeah. For sure.
I
I like it.
Yeah, no, I think that Doom kind of stands up and extends a hand, and his mask floats telekinetically through the air and returns to his face as he stands up, and he is going to try and use the Crimson Bands of Sidorak against his ego. Actually, hold on. No, that's not the one. I know he has a thing that targets the ego instead of the agility. Where is it? What's the thing? Had something for this. All right, he's just gonna make a straight ego attack in that case using his magic, since he doesn't have the. All right, so yeah, he stands up, and you can see that he extends a hand and calls forth Eldritch Magic, and is basically trying to siphon off the Exelon away from him and try and separate it from his body. As he takes 35 damage from that. And that is going to make it Scheherazad's turn.
Okay. What to do? I have a question about the Doom shuttle.
Yeah.
Would the Doom shuttle have sonic cannons? Because this is still effectively a symbiote, right?
Yeah.
So that means it's weak to sound-based things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Would the Doom shuttle have those, or the Doom bots be equipped with sonic cannons in preparation for coming to Null?
I absolutely think that they would be.
Okay. I'm going to yell at Victor, send in the drones, and I'm going to open up a Doctor Strange size portal where all the Doom bots are on the other side of the map.
Amazing.
With the hopes of them coming through and ganging up on this motherfucker.
Get him!
Get him, boys! Fly, my pretty!
Jump 'em!
Yeah, no, that's sick as hell. Yeah, so they fly through, and Doom, you could see, is he was distracted by Shorty and forgot that he brought a thing for this, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the Sonic thing." That was the whole plan.
Goodness.
And yeah, the portal only comes back every 2 minutes. Remember it. But yeah, it opens up. The Doombots come out, and they are all going to attack with those sonic cannons, which is going to ignore damage reduction. Let me see here.
This is the image of Scheherazade in front of a portal being like, Doom! I love her so bad!
That's all I'm thinking. All right. Cool. So yeah, he takes like a big chunk of damage as they all like come forward, and I'm gonna have like these all 4 ostensibly be because I don't have a Doombot stat block. I'm gonna have the 4 of them attacking together be represented by 1 of Doom's attacks. So yeah, they all come together and they have like this. I feel like it's like this big like the Hyper Viper cannon. It's like this big long thing that they all have to hold on to, and like they're in a line together, like holding it. Because that's very funny to me.
I approve. Okay.
All right,
That
cool.
is my. Okay, that is my what do you call it? Action. There's my standard action. I'm going to blink. I'm going to blink barrage on top of it. And I'm going to use my reaction to do brain drain.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay, so how does brain drain work again? Brain drain, make an ego attack against the target's vigilance. If it succeeds, the target takes regular focus damage.
Damn.
Okay, so that is an 18. That's a fantastic 18. So on a fantastic success, it heals me for my full focus damage instead.
Nice. And what does he take?
58 points of focus damage.
Whew. All right.
Mr. Harris was gonna like get on top of him. You should have known better when you came and you messed with Doom.
Amazing. Yeah, just wailing away at him, and he like kind of tries to throw you off, but he's like swinging around like the cave troll, and that is gonna make it Spider-Man's turn.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. So like Miles, invisible, hearing Doom say that, he's like, "Oh, bet," and just kind of will swing closer towards Norman, kind of oncoming invisible, being like, "Hey, Norman, I get it. New powers are really hard to learn, but allow me to teach you a lesson in humility, and I will go ahead and Venom Blast him."
Amazing. And is that against his ego defense?
That is it's a bioelectric shock, but I'm hoping this hits him and then I can taunt him.
Dope. All right, go ahead and attack.
And that'll be an 18 against his is that against melee? Or agility?
It'll
It's a range attack.
Okay, so unless it says otherwise, a range attack would be against his agility. So it's a 19, so you would need to spend 1 of your karma and try and get one of those dice 1 higher, and then it would hit.
Okay. And I have I have 4 karma. Fuck it, we ball. Yeah, let's hit that. Let's hit that reroll. I got a 19.
Hell yeah! How much damage?
15 damage, and then with the taunt, just kind of saying the line that he did. Okay, there's a lot of words here, and my brain is firing off. So this is: the foe must make an ego check against a TN equal to the damage the character did to them. So does that mean he'd have to make a ego check at 15?
Yes, because that's so you dealt 15, right? Or 15 damage to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm
And
learning.
He meets it, beats it. So unless you want to spend a karma to give him trouble on that.
I do want to spend a karma to give him trouble on that, actually. Fuck
All
you,
right.
Norman.
Amazing.
And he gets a 14. So he fails.
Nice. Fuck you.
And what
Amazing.
extra does that deal to him?
I'm so sorry. Bear with me.
No, you're good.
If they fail the
Um,
check, they have to use their next standard action to pursue or attack the character if they can.
Oh, we coming after
Okay,
you,
cool.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spins around. He says, "I know you're here, Miles. I killed you once, and I can kill you again.
Nah, not this time. I got friends.
I'll kill all of your friends.
Yeah, well, you sound real scary with your new Venom voice.
This is just my voice."
Oh.
Damn. And that's Storm saying that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I
Amazing.
see why you became a villain.
All right. So that is going to make it Venom's or the Exo Goblin's turn, who's going to jump up here and try and attack Miles. He gets a 20 to hit for 29 damage as he like swaps you.
He said 29?
29 damage.
You hit like a baby.
Amazing.
Miles was swatted off his lip.
It was a pretty low roll for him damage wise. And Angela is going to fly up behind him, and she's going to try and get in on the action. But what is Gilgamesh doing?
Is that my turn?
It is your turn, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Friends, I must be honest with you. This is a character who is entirely physical.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Me being
run
like,
up...
I have no mental skills.
Yeah. Sincerely. What is the best way I can help defend Miles? I think the answer is reserve my reactions to interpose. So I'm just gonna run up and try for a focused strike.
All right.
I'm gonna use 20 focus on that.
Cool.
Let's see. So that's 20 focus. Click on the thing to make sure I'm reading it correctly. I make a close attack. Add +1 to the character's melee damage for every 2 points of focus they spend.
And as you're running towards him, you hear Doom from behind you. Show them why you are the hero. And you're going to get an edge on your attack.
Okay. Edge allows me to re-roll 1 dice,
Right.
yes?
Correct.
Okay. That is going to be a fantastic success for 19.
Heck yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Real?
Yeah, real.
That's
That's
wild.
Yeah.
As I run past Doom, or I kind of crouch down, like dropping from my flight before throwing myself. And as I'm crouching down, I'm going to say that's when Doom kind of whispers those words to me. As Doom says it to me, I look at him, and then I glance back at Storm, and then I glance back. I glance at Scheherazade. Men do great things to meet a lover's expectations. And I throw myself at what's it called? I throw myself at Norman, and it's less of a punch and more of like a full body headbutt. Y'all know Gohan?
Yeah.
I love Gilgamesh being in the mosh pit.
Amazing.
Yeah, like literally, I'm going to
Gilgamesh,
throw
if you
myself
will.
into the goop.
Yeah,
You know,
Gilgamesh.
I think as Norman's back is turned and focused on Miles, I think Miles just suddenly feels goop spilling onto him as like the impact launches Norman forward, and he almost curls over Miles as like the symbiote begins to melt away at its edges as the impact vibrates it from the center.
You hit him so hard and you like part him away from the symbiote as he like rolls up, like just Norman by himself without the symbiote attached to him rolls up the stairs and like kind of stands up on the platform and starts to run back towards you, but is stopped as we see that the vortex behind him, the strength is getting stronger and stronger, and you can see him like trying to move forward but being pulled backwards. And then eventually you hear like a loud scream as he's like reaching out in anger but gets pulled back and spirals and spins through the vortex and disappears.
What up? Is this vortex taking him back to his time?
That is a good question. Who knows?
Okay. You can tell me no. Can I attach a web to him and follow?
If you want.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, I think Miles very desperately being like, I can't let this man get away.
As Miles grabs on with the web, can I run forward and grab Miles' foot?
Yeah, so that you're like, so you've got Norman by the web. Miles, you're trying to either pull him back or go after him, but like you are flying forward and you just feel somebody grab your heel.
Young Morales, are you certain?
I let him get away once. I can't do it again.
I give a, emphatic nod. You honor your name.
And I think he just kind of salutes to Gilgamesh before tugging on it and like kind of
Yeah, I like that.
pulling out of your grasp.
It's a leap of faith.
Sorry.
Not right, taking psychic damage.
Yeah,
Storm,
sudden,
get up!
out of nowhere.
You dropped this queen.
Amazing. And so Norman and Miles are pulled through the vortex to who knows where. And the rest of you are left here.
Is the portal to the Doom shuttle still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Cool. I look at the rest of them. I'm goopy, it's kind of gross. Is our work here finished?
Here, yes. But we are needed other places. Someone will have to go and find your friends who you sent to find the coordinates to Clintar. And tell them that people will continue to be sent here as long as the Necroswords remain powered. They need to find the mutant known as Dani Moonstar. She was able to sever the sword's connection to the previous realm it was connected to once. She should be able to help them do it again.
Are you a hugger, Victor?
Unequivocally not, but special
hug
circumstances.
A doom hug, if you will. Oh my goodness. She's gonna come in and give him a doom hug.
You give him a hug and you can see like his arms are at his side while your arms are wrapped around him. And like I think we get like the thing where it's like 2 or 3 panels next to each other of kind of the same thing with small changes. And so we see like you're just wrapped around him and then he like looks back up and then the next frame he looks down and he just pats you on the top of the head.
She's like, no one escapes doom.
And he looks back up at the rest of you and says, well, we should be getting back. And then we can figure out the matter of how to find your friends.
What is there to do of this place before we resolve its abuse?
We'll
Certainly more will arrive here.
and we will come get them if we must. But first, we have to stop them from coming.
I take a step forward. Doom. I take that you are resolved to. I gesture to the expanse. Make for certain that this no longer threatens our home. Yes. That was a question.
Oh, sorry, yeah. He goes, of course. All I have ever done has been to protect our world. Misunderstood as I may be, I know what is best for us.
Worry less about what is best and worry more about, well, not letting down the many people who have very high expectations of you now. I begin walking up. Are these steps?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm looking at here?
Mm-hmm.
I begin walking up the steps. I will receive whoever comes.
That's hard as fuck. I love that.
Make your way home.
And Doom says, the hero indeed. We will not forget you, and when this is over, we will make sure you are returned.
Or we
Scheherazad's
leave.
gonna. Oh, Scheherazad's gonna go up and like gesture, Gilgamesh
kneel down. Yes.
You are forever my favorite and first hero. Gives him a little kiss on the cheek, and gestures to the book, and then makes her way back over next to Aurora and Doom.
Before you step back, I place a hand on your shoulder. It is a title meant to be shared. Do try to make sure that he is willing to take it. And I kind of nod at Doom.
I shall endeavor to change his story.
I would trust no one else. Go now. It is an urgent matter with which we deal.
During their conversation, Storm just put like a romantic rain over them to clean Gilgamesh off.
Amazing.
So he's not gooped anymore.
I sniff myself.
Turns towards the shuttle and puts her hand on between Doom's shoulder blades. I'm like, I do believe we'll be late for dinner if we don't depart now.
Dinner happens when I say it does. But we do indeed need to pick up the pace.
Great, I am famished.
There's snacks in your Doom cape?
It's a to-go box from Olive Garden.
Oh my goodness! Chicken Alfredo.
Amazing. And I think we see everybody boarding the Doom shuttle as it takes off. And that is where we get the to be continued at the bottom of the screen. And that is where, well, it's not really where we'll pick up next time, but we will pick up next time, next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, we're going to do the circle, and everyone can tell you, all these lovely people can tell you where you can find them and what they're doing. And we're going to start with Tali.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tolly. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me everywhere over the internet at that's_Barnaby. I'm an artist. I'm an AP performer. You can find me doing all kinds of things everywhere.
And
Hi,
Briar.
I'm Briar. They them pronouns. You can find me at BinaBees underscore everyone on the internet. Sometimes there's no underscore, but usually there is. I You can find me just yapping about whatever's crossing my mind currently. Not really in any projects, but you will see me back here. I don't remember the calendar date, but eventually I'll be back here. Not playing Storm, but playing another version of our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'll pass it over to Sam.
Hi, everybody. I am, have been, and will be Sam. And you can find me as Rather_VO. That's RAETHR_VO on places such as TikTok and Blue Sky. There you can find my thoughts on tabletop role playing games and everything that spills out from my academic writing. And you can find Gilgamesh playing Sudoku on this crappy ancient like mausoleum, I guess. It feels like, I don't know, it feels very cryptic here. He'll be there for a while though. uh my pronouns are he, him. I think I said that, but I'm not double sure, so I'm saying it to make sure. Cyrus, say your words.
Hi, I have been Cyrus, also known as Yo8bit. No fancy underscores, I'm not that cool. But if you want to find me on the internet, I am at all those places. I do art. I'm just now getting into AP stuff. I use they, them, and he pronouns. So if you like art or people being silly guys, or just want me to tell you a joke, follow me on my socials. Um, Also, keep a lookout in the next couple of days at the Unprepared Casters YouTube channel. I think I did a very funny job playing a cowboy. I would like for you to see it. Polly was also there too, playing a cool bro named Thorgash. So you should go there and say cool things about us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be here sometimes. Whenever Sean calls, I shall answer.
Hell yeah. And I have been Sean. I use he and pronouns. You can find me on TikTok and Blue Sky at High Gain Sad. And right here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And we will be playing more Marvel Multiverse and picking up where we left off last week on Spartax to see what happens there. So until then, all of you drink some water and take care of yourselves. Bye, everybody.
Bye.